Okay, so in this unit we're going to talk systems of equations, which we've already talked about. Systems of equations is just giving you two linear equations and you need to figure out where they cross. So there's three methods. The first method is graphing, the second method is substitution, the third is elimination. And we're going to go over those each like video by video. So this one's going to deal with graphing. So got a couple of examples. So from the last unit we talked graphing lines. So we're going to take that, we're just going to graph two lines at a time, and we're going to figure out where they cross. So at what point do they cross? So let's say we had the equation x equals 5, and we also have the equation y equals negative 1/5 x minus 2. Okay, so all I need to do is graph both of these equations over here on the graph, and then figure out at what point do they cross. So let's graph x equals 5 first. All right, so we have x equals 5. So in this equation, we don't have a y, only an x, and we know that x equals 5. So we really don't care what y is. We only care what x is, and x has to be 5. So let's go over here. We're going to find where x equals 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So x equals 5 there. And what's another point where x equals 5? Well, we could have 5, comma 3. Or we could have 5, comma negative 4. Either way, x equals 5 at all those points. So that is the line x equals 5. So we'll draw our line here. All right, so we have x equals 5 there. Now we're going to graph y equals negative 1/5 x minus 2. Y equals negative 1/5 x minus 2. So we know that the negative 1/5 is our slope, and we know the negative 2 is our y-intercept. So we're going to go down to negative 2. We're going to graph our y-intercept first, and then we're going to graph our slope. So negative 1/5, we can go down 1, because rise over run, down 1 and to the right 5. So down 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we could also go up 1 and to the left 5, because it doesn't matter, just one of those numbers needs to be negative. So up 1 and then to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we'll draw that line. So let's see here. Oops, that didn't work. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's close enough. It's kind of hard to do on the computer. Okay, so we cross at this point, and that is the point. X is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we go 5 and then down 1, 2, 3. So 5, negative 3. So we cross at 5, negative 3. Now, to check to make sure that this is indeed the correct answer, we can do what? We can plug back in to our equations and make sure that when we plug in this point, this x comma y, when we plug that back in, it makes each equation true. So let's do that just for the extra practice. So let's check. So x equals 5 is our first equation. All right, so we're going to plug in our x value everywhere we see x. So we have 5 equals 5. Okay, well that's true. So first equation checks out. And then what if we have y equals negative 1/5 times x minus 2. So now we're going to plug in x and y because we have an x and a y. So for y, we're going to plug in negative 3. For x, we're going to plug in 5. So we have negative 1/5 times 5 minus 2. Negative 1/5 times 5, that's just negative 1 minus 2. And we get negative 3 equals negative 3. That also checks out. So we know that our solution is not negative 5, is 5, comma, negative 3. That is our solution to this system of equations, solving it using graphing. Right. In the next couple of videos, I'm going to do 2 more examples. And so I'll have different forms of linear equations that we'll be graphing. So check those out and work through those examples. Try to do them on your own, and then go and watch the video in order to check your answer.